1986 in England may have felt like any other year. We had a Conservative government led by Margaret Thatcher.
Labour may say they put people first, but their conference voted to put government first.
We saw the births of a number of future British icons, such as gold medal-winning Olympian Dame Jessica Ennis-Hill, award-winning actor Robert Pattinson, and celebrated TV personality and mathematician Rachel Riley. The radio was taken over by the sounds of synth-pop by bands like the Pet Shop Boys, as we saw the breakup of Wham!
We'd love to have seen everyone off personally, but...
and the last gig performed by Queen with Freddie Mercury before his untimely passing. On television, we witnessed the return of Blackadder and the first ever episodes of Casualty, as well as the first fundraising telethon for comic relief in aid of Ethiopia and Sudan. We also watched forlornly as England were beaten in the quarterfinals of the FIFA World Cup, leading to an Argentinian victory, despite some questionable tactics from Diego Maradona. At least we didn't see the same thing happen 36 years later.
England so much better, and the World Cup holders to South America. It is the moment that means Argentina.
Well, we won't talk about that. Across the country, filming took place for the now cult classic comedy With Nail and I, starring Richard E. Grant. And over at Pinewood Studios, Timothy Dalton was filming his debut as the new James Bond in The Living Daylights, with a visit on set from some familiar royal faces. Internationally, 1986 was an important year for the relationship between Great Britain and China, as Queen Elizabeth II became the first British monarch to visit the country. And whilst all this was going on, over in Italy, the Venice Film Festival saw the premiere of Po Chi Leong's film Ping Pong, starring Lucy Sheen and David Yip, a comedy that was filmed right here in Chinatown. Located in London's West End, the Chinatown that we know today is not the original. Chinatown has existed in London since the 18th century. The first Chinatown to be established in London was actually on the east side over in Limehouse, right by the river and just over a mile south of the Queen Mary University campus. Chinatown found its place here due to a large number of the Chinese population in London being sailors who would make use of the nearby docks to import produce such as tea, silk and ceramics amongst other items. As the sailors would be staying in the docklands between their travels, some would settle there and set up shops and restaurants to accommodate this lifestyle, as well as having a number of then legal opium dens. However, during the events of the Second World War, in an effort to cut off supplies to and from London, much of the East End, including Chinatown, was damaged in the Blitz. This led to the docklands being shut down and many residents left homeless. It wasn't until the 70s that London's Chinatown as we know it now was fully established. British soldiers, having returned from war, had developed a fondness for Chinese food, and the public who had been living on the rations of wartime were intrigued by the new cuisine. This presented the perfect opportunity for Chinatown to be reborn in the heart of the city, where it could be accessed by all. By the 80s, the iconic red lanterns which you can see today adorned the area, and Gerrard Street had begun to be pedestrianised, including the construction of the gates found at the border. Chinatown has become a staple of British tourism, attracting people from all over the world visiting London, and boasts the largest celebration of Chinese New Year outside of Asia. It truly is one of the most important features of the city.